Some homes feel memorable, not because they are oversized, but because every transition seems to slow the day down. The experience can begin with a landscaped entrance, continue through rooms shaped by natural light, and gradually open toward spaces where family life feels effortless. Materials, views, and carefully placed greenery work together so the architecture never feels separated from its surroundings. Instead of relying on dramatic decoration, these homes create atmosphere through movement, texture, and a strong connection between indoors and outdoors.
Before we delve into our exploration, allow us to extend a warm welcome back to Amica Studio. For those joining us for the first time, we invite you to subscribe for more captivating insights into home and interior design inspiration.
Luxury home design with natural light, sunlit interiors, and beautiful indoor-outdoor flow. As you move deeper inside, sunlight begins guiding the experience from one room to the next. Kitchens and dining areas become natural gathering points. While bedrooms and bathrooms offer quieter places where visual clutter and harsh lighting are intentionally reduced. Beyond the glass, terraces, pools, shaded seating, and garden elements extend everyday life into the open air without making the home feel like a commercial resort. Timber, stone, woven finishes, and layered lighting then add another dimension as daylight fades. The following chapters explore how these elements can work together while still offering ideas that can be adapted to different home sizes and budgets. You will see how an entrance can create anticipation, how windows can frame meaningful views, and how shared spaces can encourage people to spend more time together. Private rooms show another side of the design, where softer materials and controlled light support rest before the house opens again toward outdoor living. Texture and evening illumination bring depth to the architecture, while practical planning keeps every space useful rather than purely decorative. Ultimately, the goal is not to reproduce a vacation property, but to create a home where fresh air, nature, comfort, and slower moments become part of normal life. One, letting daylight shape the interior. Later in the day, softening sunlight becomes just as valuable as capturing it. Seating can face both conversation and scenery, allowing people to enjoy the garden without arranging the entire room around the glass. Sheer curtains, deep roof edges, or exterior screening can reduce glare while preserving comfortable natural light. As evening arrives, lamps begin reflecting in the windows, and the boundary between interior and landscape becomes less distinct. This gentle progression leads naturally toward the rooms where food, conversation, and everyday routines come together. A tree canopy outside a window can sometimes contribute more character than another decorative object inside the room. Large openings become meaningful when they frame greenery, open sky, courtyard planting, or reflections from water rather than simply admitting more daylight. Across the morning, sunlight can travel over textured walls, timber details, and stone floors, subtly changing the atmosphere without moving a single piece of furniture. Even compact living rooms can seem more generous when the eye has somewhere interesting to travel beyond the walls. Designing around a deliberate view gives everyday moments beside the window a quieter sense of connection. Two, creating an arrival that feels special. Morning sun across stone, leaves moving beside the walkway, and a partially revealed facade can make arriving home feel surprisingly memorable. Instead of exposing the entire entrance immediately, trees, low planting, and a gently shifting path can guide the eye forward in stages. The experience begins before anyone reaches the door, which makes landscape planning just as important as the architecture itself. Smaller houses can achieve the same effect with one clear pathway, a few well-placed plants, and an uncluttered view toward the entry. A successful approach feels welcoming because it encourages discovery rather than trying to impress all at once. A sheltered doorway becomes especially inviting when materials and lighting are kept simple. Timber, stone, plaster, or dark metal can repeat between the exterior and interior. Helping both areas feel naturally related. Wall lights placed beside the door provide a softer evening welcome, while a generous overhang makes rainy arrivals more comfortable. An existing entrance can also be refreshed inexpensively with new hardware, matching planters, or a restrained stain on the front door. Once this transition feels settled, brighter rooms and garden views can gradually become the next part of the experience. Three, making rest part of the floor plan. A comfortable reading chair beside the window can be just as valuable as a much larger dedicated retreat. Bathrooms can continue the mood with softer illumination, natural-looking surfaces, and privacy screens that still allow daylight to enter. Frosted glass or carefully positioned planting can provide glimpses of greenery without exposing the room. Using bedside lamps, wall lights, or concealed lighting also creates more flexibility than depending on one overhead fixture. From these inward-looking spaces, the house can then open dramatically toward fresh air and outdoor living. Filtered daylight crossing linen bedding can create a more peaceful beginning to the morning than an immediately bright ceiling fixture. Bedrooms feel calmer when the main view faces greenery, a screened courtyard, or another quiet part of the property. Timber accents and softly finished walls add texture without requiring elaborate decoration around the bed. In smaller rooms, reducing unnecessary furniture and keeping the primary sightline clear can make an immediate difference. Rest becomes easier when the space feels visually settled rather than filled with objects demanding attention. Four, bringing daily life around the kitchen. A timber table touched by morning light can become the place where much of family life happens without anyone planning it. Cooking works especially well when the kitchen remains visually connected to dining and dining, lounging areas rather than sitting behind walls. Someone preparing food can continue a conversation while children eat nearby, or guests move easily toward the terrace. Warm cabinetry, stone worktops, woven seating, and simple pendant lighting give practical surfaces a softer presence. Instead of decorating every corner, useful objects such as bowls, boards, and linen can provide enough character on their own. On quiet mornings, an outdoor table might hold only coffee, while the same space can accommodate a relaxed family meal later in the week. Wide openings between the kitchen and terrace make this change feel natural without requiring a large entertaining area. Compact homes can use a narrow dining table, built-in bench, or folding outdoor chairs to achieve a similar sense of flexibility. Weather-resistant cushions and easy clean surfaces are especially useful where indoor and outdoor activity frequently overlap. After the energy of these shared areas, quieter rooms can offer the opposite experience: privacy and space to slow down. Five, building character through texture and light. One well-proportioned sofa and a solid table can contribute more than a room crowded with decorative furniture. Floor lamps, wall fixtures, and smaller table lights can then build atmosphere at several heights instead of flooding the ceiling with brightness. Even a modest room can change significantly by replacing one harsh source with a few gentler ones. Furniture and finishes are most convincing when they feel pleasant to touch as well as attractive to look at. With light, texture, and comfort working together, the focus begins shifting from design itself toward the life happening inside it. After sunset, rough stone, timber grain, and woven surfaces become more noticeable under carefully placed light. Materials that seemed quiet during the day can create depth once shadows begin forming around their texture. Instead of covering a room with decoration, contrast can come from pairing smoother finishes with tactile ones or cooler surfaces with natural wood. Small signs of use can even strengthen the character of selected materials, rather than making everything feel less polished. A home often becomes more personal when its finishes are allowed to mature naturally. Six, turning the outdoors into daily living space. Breakfast beneath a covered terrace can make an ordinary morning feel noticeably different without requiring an elaborate vacation-style setting. Wide doors and similar flooring tones help the living room extend visually toward a patio, garden, or pool. When the transition is easy, outdoor areas become useful parts of daily life, rather than spaces reserved for guests. Rain can fall beyond the roof while people remain outside comfortably, or children can move between the house and water during a warm afternoon. The strongest resort-inspired homes make this connection feel natural instead of theatrical. Comfort ultimately determines whether an outdoor room is used regularly. Shade structures, moving air, and layered planting can create relief from sun while protecting privacy around seating areas. A large pool is not essential because a small fountain or reflecting feature can introduce the same soothing sense of movement. Wide chairs, washable cushions, and nearby side tables make the terrace practical for longer periods of relaxation. When indoor and outdoor spaces work together this easily, evening lighting begins revealing another side of the home's personality. Seven, designing a home around better moments. A quiet evening in the garden or breakfast beside an open window may eventually become more memorable than the home's largest architectural feature. Thoughtful layouts encourage these moments by giving people comfortable places to gather without demanding constant interaction. Morning light, fresh air, and easy movement between rooms can make everyday routines feel less hurried. Private corners remain equally important because everyone occasionally needs somewhere to withdraw and recharge. The deeper value of good home design appears when ordinary habits begin feeling worth remembering. Clear paths, shaded openings, and comfortable seating are often more influential than expensive statement features. Resort-style living can simply mean bringing qualities associated with travel air, greenery, calm, and time outdoors into everyday surroundings. A complete renovation is unnecessary when one improved entrance, garden-facing chair, or frequently used patio can begin changing how the home feels. Additional layers can develop gradually as lighting, planting, furniture, and materials are refined over time. In the end, the best home may simply be the one that makes returning through its door feel like arriving somewhere you genuinely want to be. Conclusion. A home shaped around light, landscape, and everyday comfort becomes more than a collection of attractive rooms. The arrival experience establishes the mood. Daylight connects interiors with their surroundings, and shared spaces give cooking and conversation a natural place to overlap. Quieter bedrooms and bathrooms provide balance before terraces, gardens, water, and shaded outdoor areas expand the way the home can be used. Natural materials and softer evening lighting then give those spaces depth without relying on excessive decoration. When all of these ideas support one another, resort-style living becomes less about spectacle and more about creating an environment where daily life feels easier to enjoy. You do not need to recreate every feature at once to begin moving your own home in this direction. Start with something manageable, such as improving the path to the entrance, creating a better view from one window, softening the lighting. Or turning an unused outdoor corner into a place you actually visit each day. Furniture, planting, finishes, and additional details can be introduced slowly as you understand which changes genuinely improve the way you live. A thoughtful home develops naturally when each improvement responds to real routines rather than chasing a finished look all at once. Sometimes the most meaningful transformation begins with one small place that makes you want to stay a little longer.